Hey everyone, thanks for watching this training today. I am Lauren Jackson, the Annuity Processing Manager for Family First Life SRS, and I just wanted to introduce to you guys the new preset allocation strategies that Athene has introduced recently for their Performance Elite series. So we're just going to go through a few details to get you guys familiar with that. So the first thing with this new preset strategy is it just really provides a great opportunity for diversification within your annuity. So basically just that kind of idea of not putting all of your eggs in one basket. There's a ton of different indexing options within the annuity that you can allocate different funds into. And the more indexing options you have, that just decreases the client's chance of seeing a zero return year. And so the next thing with these preset options specifically, because most contracts, do allow you to do some manual diversification within the indexes, but this really allows you guys and your clients to have easier management and decision making within those indexing options, rather than having to sit there and choose between, 50% in the S&P, 50% in the B&P, the NASDAQ, whatever indexing options there are. These preset strategies really just do all of that work for you. So with Athene, they have 3 pre-built options that you can choose from. All 3 options provide diversification across all of the indexing options that Athene does provide, and it has automated rebalancing on those renewal dates, so the client doesn't have to worry about doing that themselves. And so these are the 3 preset options that Athene has available. And remember, again, these are only on the Performance Elite products. When we're running the illustrations for you guys, if we're running a different Athene product, we will actually build those illustrations out to have the similar indexing options, but it's just not going to be the automation that they provide with the Performance Elite preset strategies. So just a quick overview of what the 3 different presets are. The conservative preset, that is just going to be a mix of all of the different 1-year options, the 1-year point-to-point options that the Athene Performance Elite products provide. And then the balanced, this is actually the one that we prefer the most. It provides a mix of both 1- and 2-year options with the strategy of being able to ladder automatically. So the client doesn't then have to go in and change their indexing options after the first year to create that laddering strategy. The preset option does that for them. All right, and then the last strategy is the growth strategy. And so it's really important that if your clients are looking for the growth strategy, that they're aware that this one does come with fees. So Athene offers what they call the buy-up index options, where the client can essentially purchase a higher participation rate for a charge. Currently, that charge is 1.25%. So it adds a little bit more of a risk factor into the fixed index annuity. Now, they can still never lose money in the market, but if there are years where there is no index crediting because the market is negative and the interest stays at 0, they will still be charging that fee every single year. So they might see a year with 0 interest crediting, but a negative 1.25% where that fee is charged. So in this case, with our philosophy behind annuities and providing no risk of loss and no fees, we really strive towards that balanced option. This is how we build out our illustrations previous to that, where we're showing you a 1- and a 2-year index option with the intent that the client then moves that 1-year index option to a 2-year index option the next year. So they're laddering those 2-year indexes and able to see returns every year on a 2-year index on each half of that account. All right, and so just a little bit about the rebalancing. So essentially when you put a certain percentage of your account value into an annuity, the next year when that index is up for renewal, Athene will rebalance that and put that same percentage or put the same percentage into that premium. So you can see here they have 20% in this UBSIBAL index. That's 20,000. The next year that account grows, and so 20% of that account value then represents 20,795. So they'll always continue doing that rebalancing for you when you're in that preset option. All right, and then the next feature is just that laddering method that I talked about a little bit. And so just to go into that a little bit more, this is a feature that's available on both the balanced and the growth strategies because they include both 1- and 2-year options. With the conservative option, that's just going to be the client who really wants to see interest returns every single year on their contract. But because it is only 1-year index options, there is no opportunity to create that laddering with the 1- and 2-year indexing. So just essentially for year 1, the premiums would be allocated between the 1 and 2 year strategy. And then in year 2, Athene would automatically move all of those 1-year strategies into the 2-year strategy. And that really allows for higher return potential every year based on those 2-year indexing options, because the 2-year indexing options are always going to provide that higher participation rate. All right, and then just a few details to wrap up the preset options for Athene's Performance Elite indexing. These are available on all new Performance Elite products. So if your client has already purchased a Performance Elite before this was available, or they have already gotten into that product, this is not an option that they can now add after the fact. So any policies that you have pending with your client or you're thinking about writing, you can elect this preset strategy on your application and the certificate of disclosure form. We're also always going to be showing you guys the balanced index from now on with that Athene product, or Performance Elite product. But if you guys want to see a different indexing strategy, such as the conservative, the growth, or just a manual option, please let us know and we're happy to run those for you. And so then as a recap, you guys can select from one of those 3 different options included with your application packet. So even if we run you guys the balanced option, you can go and run yourself the conservative option and select that if that's what your client prefers instead. And then you have the option to also put a percentage of that premium into the fixed bucket. So you could say, put 75% of the account value into the preset balanced option, and then 25% of it into the fixed option, where the client is going to get that, 1.25, 2%, whatever the fixed rate is at the time, every year on that 25% of the premium. And then they also have the option to change the preset strategies upon the index anniversary. So they can opt out of the preset strategy and just elect manual options instead if they would prefer to just manually allocate themselves from moving forward. So while they can opt out of the preset strategies, they actually cannot opt in, though. So if your client wants to test out those strategies, I would recommend that they at least opt into them in the first contract year, because that's not something that they're going to be able to add after the product has issued. So that is the recap of the Athene preset strategy options available on the Performance Elite product. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll, like I said, always be running that balanced strategy with the no fee option on any illustrations we run for you guys in the Ask a Specialist, but please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you'd like to see something different or you think your client would prefer something different. Hope that helps. Have a great day.